Welcome. I am Dr. Terry Levine, and I am really excited to be with you. And I'm going to share with you a method of marketing that is refined, that is perfected, it has been time tested, and literally is proven to work. And the result for you is going to be that you will get a conveyor belt of qualified prospects coming to your business on a regular basis. And the best news, it's all without spending a dime on marketing or advertising. So my goal here with you today is during this training, by the end of it, no matter where you are in business, maybe you're newer or maybe you've been in business over a long period of time, it really doesn't matter. At the end of the training today, you will be able to start getting much more qualified prospects. And here's the better part, you'll be able to do all of it organically. Okay, so what I mean by that is you won't have to invest any money in buying lists or utilizing some hyped up outdated strategy here. Okay, this is all current, it works in every kind of business, and it works today. What I'm going to do with you during this training is I'm going to completely burn the curtain. I want you to be able to implement the exact same techniques that I use in my business every single day. And these methods work, they're proven to work, they're going to work for you. So you'll have a conveyor belt of qualified leads just like I do. So this is pretty exciting. Now, if you stay until the end, you're not going to want to miss any of this anyway. I'm going to give you something really, really special. This is my profit growth calculator, and I'm going to give you access to that. All right, let me go ahead and kind of do what goes without saying here, right? My results, my numbers, they're not typical. My system, what I'm going to train you on, it's not some kind of a magical pill, right? It doesn't work unless you do, all right? I can tell you that you can get the same exact kind of results that I get, that my client family members get, but you actually have to put in the work. And anything that I say here on this training is 100% accurate and also 100% verifiable. All right, before I dive in, I just want to get a couple of things straight here. And I want to be honest with you and tell you exactly what my system is. I want to tell you also exactly what it isn't. And the first thing I want to tell you is there aren't going to be any major radical changes to your business. So you don't have to worry about that or get concerned about that. Because generating this conveyor belt of high quality leads and pumping out high revenue consistently over the long term of your business is right there for you. In my experience, you're only a couple of minor tweaks away from the results that you want and your business generating the kind of wealth that you're looking for. However, almost every single business that I've ever worked with literally has overcomplicated everything. They've made it into this amazingly difficult concept. So my idea, my concepts for you today are going to be to absolutely show you a system that simplifies everything. Hopefully you're excited about that. You're going to be able to leverage and optimize the results of your marketing. And lastly, this is a key point, this leverage will let you have a conveyor belt of qualified prospects all the time. And just so you know, after all, this is the exact same training, the exact same system that I utilize every single day and that my over 6,000 client family members utilize every single day. And we've done this in 444 different industries. So it'll work in your industry too. Let me tell you just a little bit about me. So you have my name, Dr. Terry Levine. My goodness, I've been a business consultant here for almost 26 years. Prior to being a business consultant, I founded a lot of other different businesses, all different industries, multi-million-dollar businesses, every single one of them, just like my consulting business that I'm in right now. I've also been named the top female coaching guru in the world several times, and one of the world's top 10 coaching gurus in the world as well. I am the best-selling author of many, many, many books on sales and marketing and business and coaching and consulting. And I'm also a keynote speaker around the world. And I've helped over 6,000 clients just like you. Many of them have created not only six-figure businesses, so many have created seven, and I even have a few eight-figure businesses as well. So listen to me, because I know what I'm talking about here. Now, I want to say this to you, and just being totally transparent here. I have wasted so much, not only time, energy, and money, whether it was courses or fake mentors or, oh my gosh, so much in advertising that truly like didn't work. Everything that I did that was wrong was very costly. And I'm going to help you actually earn from my mistakes and not necessarily just learn your own mistakes. It's a much better way of doing it. The truth is that I actually didn't discover my system overnight. I discovered it what I call the hard way. I wish I could say I woke up one morning and was like, oh, this is how you do it. But no, it wasn't like a stroke of sheer genius that hit me. Definitely not the case. I did a whole lot of things. I read a lot of books. I went to a lot of marketing courses. I hired mentors and coaches and consultants, and I did everything to try and get people to go to my website and to pay attention to me. The truth of the matter is, marketing is not that easy. It actually is a bit hard. Why? Oh my gosh, look at all the information that's out there. There's, softwares and methods and platforms and those self-proclaimed gurus that are out there. They're at every corner. And everyone seems to be promising that they're going to take you to this, holy land of overnight business success. The problem is, you have to break through all that noise, because most of those things, if they even work, they work in the short term and only for some people, okay? In my experience, they're all flashes in the pan, and they're not proven to consistently work. In addition, there's so much rapid change today in our society and technology. So I realized very, very early on in my career, I've been in business over 43 years now, that I needed a system that was proven, that could be implemented in any kind of business that I chose, and would not depend on what the economy was doing or the world was doing or politics was doing or how technology was changing, and would work in every business and every industry. And when I say any business or industry, I really, really do mean this. So I want you to know that this marketing system has been implemented in over 400 different industries. I mean, we have done this with every kind of business, from business coaches, social media consultants, every kind of coach, consultant, advisor you can think of, business brokers, accountants, financial companies, financial advisors, mortgage brokers, retail stores, real estate agents, home builders, remodelers, brick and mortars like restaurants and all kinds of physicians, both Eastern and Western medicine, software companies, dentists, blah, 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 all of these. Doesn't matter if they're an internet company, manufacturer, really doesn't matter. But as you look at these, you may go, well, Terry, what is the common denominator? These are really different businesses. There is one underlying thing here, and this thing is really, really important. It is a system that they've all used, my system, to implement something that works. So they're finally no longer competing on price, and they're selling their products and their services for actually what they're really worth, right? They're getting to charge a premium and to be able to get paid the value for what their products and services deliver. So now they feel comfortable. I'd say they even feel happy, some of them ecstatic, because they're charging a premium, because they know their products and services are different and more valuable from the competition. So the system I'm going to share with you will drive in more leads. It will create a way for those leads to buy without you even selling. They'll literally just say, yes, I'm interested. And I call that reverse marketing. They come to you raising their hand with a high interest. You'll be able to increase the amount of the average sale that you are making And your organic marketing, like I said, forget paid marketing and advertising, is actually going to work, and you'll get a bigger bang for the buck here. And the best part is you'll finally be able to be in complete control over your marketing, over the amount of qualified prospects you have, as well as conversion. So this is going to be pretty exciting. But I want to share kind of this aha moment that I had with you. In the past, in the businesses that I had owned, I kept trying to figure out what wasn't quite right yet. And I kept thinking, what does prospective buyers need to make a faster decision? And then one day I had this aha moment and I went, oh, a prospect actually needs to be educated. Because when people feel very confident in making a decision and they feel comfortable, like this is the best decision, I've made a good decision, they jump right in an easy, effortless, fast way. Well, why is that? We're all human beings and we want to feel like we've made a good decision. I've made the best decision possible. And at the end of the day, I don't have to go, oh, I better second guess that. Was that a good idea? You feel comfortable with that. So in order to feel as if a buyer is making the best decision, and in order for you to effectively have this conveyor belt of leads that we talked about, I'm now going to share my 3 secrets. Are you ready? All right. Secret number 1, you cannot be a cookie cutter business. It says BR, forgive me. You cannot be a cookie cutter business. You know what? Spelling isn't my forte, but helping you make a lot more money is. So if you'll allow that mistake, I appreciate that. Secret number 2, I'm going to go into these in great depth, is asking for the sale way too soon. It's like I didn't even take you out on a date and buy you dinner or flowers or a glass of wine, and I just said, hey, let's just jump to bed, right? Asking for sex too soon. The 3rd secret is you have to understand not only the hearts, also the minds and the emotions and the feelings of your prospective buyers, okay? These 3 things all need to happen. Hear that again. All 3 of these need to happen. They are essential. All right, so let's get into it. Secret number 1, you cannot be a cookie cutter business. If you look like another business, another realtor, another mortgage broker, another chiropractor, naturopath, healer, consultant, advisor, doesn't matter what you do, physical therapist, massage therapist, doesn't matter. If you look at all like another business, then I can't tell as a buyer the difference between you and the difference between another business. So I only have one way of doing business, and that's to say, well, may I find the lowest price because they all look exactly the same. So I want you to really ask yourself a question and answer honestly. Why would anyone actually choose you? Why would they say, I want to do business with you or with your company versus a competitor who might even be doing it at a lower cost? Is there a big why behind that? It's a really important question. If you look at your marketing right now and the language you're using, whether it be videos or social media marketing or emails or direct mail, anything that you're doing, is it full of a bunch of jargon? You know, do you sound like everybody else? I can help you go from point A to point B really fast. Get your home sold quickly. Sadly, then all of your competitors can say the same thing that you're saying, and that doesn't work. So I'm going to give you like a little bit of a test here. This is a way that you can really evaluate honestly what your marketing messages are and see if you're using any jargon. You want to avoid that in marketing. So if you make a statement and I could say, well, I would hope so, that's not actually something you want to be talking about. So I want you to think about all the claims that you're making in your marketing, everything that you're saying. And if you could answer any of those with, well, I would hope so, it doesn't work, okay? So here's an example. Oh, we're a better company because we've been around for 4 million years. Well, I would hope you're a better company. We're quality service. Well, I would hope so. I'm a professional yoga instructor. Well, I would hope so. I'm a professional beauty stylist. Well, I would hope so. So here's an example, a consulting company that says our training leads to change. Well, I would hope so. Or if they say we increase the productivity, the performance, the profit of your company. Well, I would hope so. Why else would I hire a marketing company? I certainly wouldn't. I would have that as absolute routine expectations. So your marketing has to be different or you're a cookie cutter. The second way that you make your marketing different is called a core unique positioning statement. That's actually a trademark strategy that we use here at Heartrepreneur. And this makes your business literally the only logical choice for me to choose. All your competitors are kind of ruled out and you're ruled in. So again, if I can say, well, I would hope so, you sound like everybody else. So let me give you an example of a core unique positioning statement. So in my business, we help small business owners who are struggling to get qualified prospects have a conveyor belt of qualified prospects consistently, which increases their revenues and profits, guaranteed. Okay, all of that is different and not a claim my competitors make. Also, because our claim is a 200% return on investment, or we give you all your money back plus $5,000. Now, I've been in business doing this for 26 years now, and I can tell you none of my competitors are willing to make the same guarantee because they don't have our proven system and methods. So that's an example. If you're going, oh, Terry, I think I might be a cookie cutter business. I don't have, I call it a cup, it's a core unique positioning statement. Really look at what you're saying. Can somebody else say what you're saying? If not, people compare apples to apples and they're going to get the lower priced apple. And I don't want you in that situation. And sadly, when I work with business owners and they tell me how they're different, I'm usually able to say to them, any business can claim that. It's not special. It's not unique. It's not different. Let me give you a little example here. This is a kitchen remodeler. This client family member came to us and just did incredible, like super impressive work. I would say in my experience, they're, above every other kitchen remodeling company I know of, second to none. Their marketing, oh my gosh, it sounded like all of their competitors, certified subcontractors, guaranteed satisfaction, new cabinets installed, complete kitchen remodeling. We accept Visa and MasterCard. Try that little test out there. Well, I would hope so. And how many kitchen remodeling companies could say the same thing? Pretty much all of their competitors. So the second question that you ask after you say, do we have jargon and are we a cookie cutter? Do we have a core unique positioning statement? Well, I would hope so test. Give it this test. Who else can say that? If someone else can say what you say, you're not unique. Your core unique positioning isn't showing up. So the final jargon detection evaluation that I'll also gift you, I call it the scratch out write-in test. Go to one of your competitors' websites or go to their social media or wherever they're making claims, scratch out their name, put in your name. Do the same thing with your marketing. Scratch out your name and say, can I put a competitor in there? If that's what's happening, then you are sadly another cookie cutter business. If any of your competitors can make the same statements and the same claims, you haven't nailed secret one. Okay. Let's go to secret number 2. And I kind of have a humorous approach to this, but I really do think that people ask for the sale way too soon. And my analogy is asking for sex before you have even dated the person. You don't even know the person. You haven't spent any time together. And that's what people do in their marketing. They instantaneously are like, buy, 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 buy. Here's my thing. Buy it, buy now. Here's a button, click. That's a big mistake in your marketing. So to shift this, let's really look at what actually is the purpose of marketing. And marketing's main purpose is to help a qualified prospect in the process of making a decision to purchase your products or services. In my experience, people out there, they have a need for what you're offering. There is a target audience that actually needs what you're offering. And your job and marketing's job is to really help them make a decision. And they usually need some kind of education. And sometimes they even need education that they need what you have, right? So, let's say I just invented this little thing called a pen and no one's ever used it before. I have to educate you as to why it may be valuable. And then you have another group of people that go, all right, I know that I want it, but should I buy it from here? Should I buy it from here? And they're not sure who to buy it from. And again, if they're not educated as to why you're the best value and the best decision, they'll buy it from the cheapest place. Sometimes prospects may want what you have. They're like already, like, I need this piece of software. I need a realtor to sell my house quickly. I need a home cleaning service, whatever it is. But they do have some questions that they want answered. They do have concerns that they need handled first. And this is really important. Understand that prospects, they are not experts in what you do, and they don't even know necessarily the relevant issues about what it's like to buy your products or your services. They're not even sure what questions to ask. And remember, I told you they want to make the best decision. Well, if they don't know how, because of lack of education, to make the best decision, I always say a confused mind doesn't buy. And if it does, it buys from the lowest price competitor. We don't want you to be there. You have a huge opportunity through secret number 2. And I call this education marketing. Now, if I'm looking to buy something and there's a great deal, I might just do that because if all the competitors look the same, I'll do that. And I could be making a major mistake. I've made some of those before. So you have a huge opportunity right now. If you provide quality information and you lead people and guide them and help them through the buying process, they will invest in your products and your services. So I'm going to give you a real example here. I don't know if you've ever purchased a sunroom. I had a client family member who sold sunrooms, and being honest with you, I don't know anything about sunrooms. So looking at a sunroom, sunroom looks nice, but I don't have any idea how to buy a sunroom. I don't know a thing about it. In fact, my client family member had a brochure with all different kinds of pictures and had a website with all different kinds of photos. And I was like, I don't know the difference. They all look very nice. And some of them were 10 grand, some were 25, but I couldn't tell just by looking at it. That's the same with whatever product or service you're selling. If people can't see a discernible difference, they go with the lowest price. That's why you need to educate them. People, generally speaking, they're kind of as clueless as I am about sunrooms. They're like, okay, here's one, here's another. I'll choose this one, it's lower price. That's why I want you to be the person who is doing education-based marketing, which will make a huge difference. Prospects need some help and some guidance in their decision-making process. The name of my company is Heartrepreneur, and it stands for the word Heartrepreneur, which is a registered trademark of our company, stands for transparency, authenticity, and integrity. And so I don't want any prospect to make a decision without helping them and educating them and seeing if it's a good fit for them. I'm sure that you want to help your prospects make a good decision, educate them in their buying process. And I'm going to guess that you haven't done a great job of that, and that's okay. I'm here to help you. So what is it that we need to provide them? Well, I teach my client family members to use what I've used to create all 8 of my multi-million-dollar businesses pretty quickly, and that is called a consumer awareness guide. I'm not talking about a flyer. I'm not talking about a long piece of sales copy or a short piece of sales copy. I am talking about something that literally is educational and that really helps. So before we go to secret 3, I'm going to back up for a second. I really want to give you an example of this. I have a consumer awareness guide that I just created for a client family member that says something like the 5 deadly mistakes you can make when hiring a home cleaning company. So if you're in the business of home cleaning and you're not educating, and I'm educating and I own that home cleaning company, and a prospect stumbles upon this, goes, well, I don't want to make a mistake because, sunroom looks like a sunroom, home cleaning looks like home cleaning. My gut is that they're going to go, well, let me see what the mistakes are. I used to own a coach training school. We certified about 5,800 coaches worldwide. And we had a report at the time that was also a deadly mistake report. I think it was called the 10 deadly mistakes that you can make when investing in a coach training school. I think that was the name of it. And every single day, people read that report who were seriously interested, and we gave the only education. It is not a sales pitch. We actually talk about the deadly mistakes. And then after we talk about the deadly mistakes, we actually show them how not to make the mistakes. And then finally, it just ends with this report was brought to you by, so, heartrepreneur.com. And this is what we specialize in. And of course, we don't make those same deadly mistakes. Okay, we don't say that, but that is the essence of the education. Okay, now you're ready for secret 3. You with me? Okay, secret 3. You have to understand the hearts, the minds, and the emotion, the feeling of your prospects. You can't just start marketing at them and pitching to them and trying to close them. You have to take time to really understand this. I'm also a clinical psychologist, and I've studied positive psychology. I've studied organizational behavior. And this piece that I'm going to share with you, almost no one spends any time on, and it makes all the difference. So I'm going to assume you're like most businesses I've worked with, and you kind of know what your prospect wants, right? Is that true? Okay. However, I'm going to also guess that you haven't paid a lot of attention to 3 things that you must understand about the human brain. So I'm going to go into just a little bit of clinical psychology here. 3 concepts. There's downtime, there's uptime, and there's what is called the reticular activation system. And all 3 of these concepts are always at work in all of our marketing. So let me explain downtime the easiest way that I can. Have you ever maybe driven home from work or taken a familiar route over and over again, and you get home and you're like, I don't even remember driving here. How the heck did I get here? Well, I call that downtime. Your brain has done this task so many times, it's kind of like a habit. It's doing it very unconsciously without thinking. Your car, your brain, you know how to get home. You're not going, oh my gosh, where do I turn? Because you've done it. Your brain goes into what's called downtime, not really being on high alert or super conscious. Okay, see if you can relate to that. So let's put that in terms of marketing, because it has everything to do with marketing. People are inundated with marketing messages, like I'm sure you are, right? Your social media is filled with ads. My Gmail is filled with ads. I can't drive down the road without ads. Television, whatever it might be, ads, 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 and we feel bombarded. So while our brain sees them and our ears hear them, we go into downtime. So very much we're not noticing them in an alert way, and our brain is like, yada, 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 and then we're just not paying attention to them. Well, if you don't snap a prospect instantly into uptime and wake their brain up so they pay attention and they go, what is that? I'm interrupted. I'm kind of alert. This looks important. Then your brain doesn't stay alert. Even if you snap someone's brain instantly, out of downtime into uptime, if you don't keep them engaged, they're right back down. So prospects now, instead of subconsciously seeing an ad and paying no attention, they consciously go, what is that? And they're paying attention to your suggestions and what your ad or your marketing message has to say. What does this have to do, the psychology have to do with you and your marketing and your success? The entire key, and I mean this, to the reason I've been successful and my client family members have, is we have a system that literally snaps prospects out of downtime, the right prospects, and instantaneously into uptime. They wake up. And I have to say to you that once you really understand how to do this, oh my gosh, you will make a fortune with your marketing. I mean that. I have, my client family members have too. All right, let me go on to the 3rd psychological piece here, which is called the reticular activator. Let me explain this to you. All of us in our brain have this little piece of our brain that is constantly on the lookout, even when we're sleeping. Just think about our human experience of cave people. We're constantly having to be on the lookout. Are we going to, need to hunt? Are we going to get hunted? And we're looking and we're looking and we're looking. So the environment is constantly being scanned by your brain, and you're not even conscious of this. The reticular activator just does this all the time. And it scans for 3 different things: things that are familiar, things that are unusual, and things that could be problematic. So it's constantly doing this right now, by the way. It does it all the time. And then these activators kind of wake up and pay attention. So probably going to be very angry with me for this, but I'm going to permanently embed a reticular activator directly into your brain. And I will tell you, you'll never be able to forget it once I show it to you. The rest of your days on the planet, you'll be like, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. You can't get away from it once I show it to you. You ready? Okay. You've probably seen FedEx trucks all the time, right? FedEx trucks, FedEx trucks. However, I'm going to show you something you probably haven't paid attention to. Look at that in white, that little arrow between the E and the X. Have you ever noticed that before? Well, you're not going to be able to stop noticing it because I just kind of nudged it and told your reticular activating system, there it is. All right. So Terry, what does all of this have to do with marketing? It's a lot of psychology. Everything. I really mean that. It has everything to do with your marketing success. Your marketing must wake your qualified prospects up. Otherwise, they're not going to pay any attention to your verbal, written, visual, your videos, whatever, your marketing messages at all. So your marketing must first interrupt them so they snap out of downtime into uptime, and then they must get engaged. That, my friend, is how you will get a conveyor belt, and I really do mean that, of qualified prospects, type A, the type that are ready to close, and you'll get them all the time through reverse marketing, meaning they come to you and you don't have to hunt for them. How does that sound? My client family members and I love that. I will tell you that in my experience, when you engage a prospect, so you interrupt them, and you keep them engaged, you keep them in uptime, your chances of selling to that person, having them buy your products or services, it increases truly about 1,000%. I really do mean that percentage point. So I'm telling you that understanding uptime, downtime, and the reticular activating system is going to solve your marketing problems forever. Most marketers never figure this out. Most marketing consultants don't have this information. So I'm really glad to be sharing this with you right now. So I want you to think for just a moment and kind of breathe in. What if you were to dream up something, gosh, so weird, so bizarre, so unusual, that your prospects would go, what? And they would instantly pay attention. We actually call this interrupting them. Okay, so I interrupt people when I say something like 200% return on investment guaranteed, or I give you all your money back, plus write you a check for $5,000. So if someone is thinking about a business or marketing consultant, they go, what? Versus just staying in downtime. That's an example. Does that make sense? Okay. So we must interrupt with something that's unusual. I said this before, I'm going to say it again. Here's the one thing you have to remember. Even if your marketing message interrupts and gets a brain out of downtime into uptime, if the brain isn't engaged, right back into downtime. It's like, well, this isn't important, this isn't relevant, and it just moves on. We don't want that to happen. The brain instantly, and this is all happening subconsciously, is going, well, what are the facts? What's the clarifying information? Is this important? Is this relevant? That's why the education that I talked about comes in. It's very, very important. So if the brain finds something that's relevant, it's factual, it's interesting, it's not just interrupted, it stays engaged, which means it's still in uptime. And you need to have someone's brain in uptime for them to ever become a prospect. And if they don't find that information, that educational piece, go right back into downtime. We don't want to take a risk on that happening. These important issues, the topics that are really emotionally connected with your prospect, we call them hot buttons. You may have heard that term before, and I'm very big on hot buttons. So the brain is scanning and saying, well, should we stay in uptime or go back to downtime? It's going, wait a minute. Is this information relevant or important to me? So think about it. If you're thinking you want to improve your business and you hear my little message that says 200% ROI, blah, 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 and you're not interested in growing your business, you're like, yeah, whatever. Or you don't own a business, yeah, whatever. However, if you own a business, your brain goes, wait a minute, that could be important to me. All right, so I'm giving you that example to keep in mind. Your brain also starts going unconsciously, is this important? Shall we stay in uptime? Is this important for where I am at this particular point in my life? And that's all happening without you being consciously alert of this. That activator, we need activators, is what snaps someone out of that downtime into uptime. And I want to tell you what these activators are based on, because like no one ever shares this, and this is important. I said it a little earlier, and I want to drill it home. Something that's familiar. Oh, I can relate to that. Okay. Something that's unusual. What do you mean 200% ROI or my money back in $5,000? Paying attention. Or something that's problematic. Oh, that's a problem in my business or my life. I'm struggling to lose 10 pounds. Here's a solution. Okay. Those three things are what the activators are seeking unconsciously. An activator also can be classified as a hot button, but if, and I really mean this, only if, it's providing information, so it could be education, right? Your consumer awareness guide that is relevant and important to a prospect. So if I'm in the market to buy a sunroom and I'm looking for sunrooms and there's a guide, the top 5 mistakes that people make when building a sunroom, I'm like, oh, my brain goes, that's important. Wake up, Terry, and keep paying attention. That's how activators work. So we're going to successfully interrupt your market because they're busy and they're unconscious and they're in downtime. Then we're going to engage them, which means we're going to keep them in uptime. And the ways that you do this are by identifying, and that's why I said you have to be in their hearts, you have to be in their minds and their feelings and emotions. Identify their problems. What frustrates them? What bugs them? What are their goals, their dreams, and what is really pressing issues for them that's on their mind when they go to sleep at night? And then once you know these, and don't guess, you actually really find out by using a tool that all my client family members use to actually find out in your prospects' words what their problems and frustrations are, and you market to them by addressing their exact words. You don't guess. You don't go, well, this is how I'll sell a pen. They tell you the words to use. I really mean that. You want to bust through and make your marketing have impact and make you a lot more money, and that's what I'm here to help you do, then all you want to do is tap in to whatever the problems are that your prospective buyers already have. And all you're doing is you're kind of poking them and pointing out. You're not agitating and stirring anything up, contrary to what a lot of people teach. You're just saying, hey, this is a problem. And the only reason you want to do that, again, from a psychological point of view, I'm giving you everything that I can here, is you want their reticular activator to pay attention. And I do make the metaphor, it's like a radar screen, like, oh, important, oh, and it stays there and stays with you, okay? The activators, again, if they're going to interrupt, they must 100% have to be based on a relevant hot button for your prospects. And you can't guess at that. Most business owners do. And that's why they don't have a conveyor belt of qualified prospects, all right? There's that FedEx again. You see that arrow faster now, right? Probably do. Why? Your brain is now seeking it out. Oh, that's unusual. That's unusual. There's an arrow. I can't personally look at a FedEx truck anymore without seeing it ever since I've been teaching this example. It's there for me all the time. And the more often my brain sees it, it's just familiar. I'm used to it. I know there's an arrow. My brain expects it. And then my brain kind of notices it for a second or two, and then it fades to the background, and I just see the words FedEx. It's exactly how the activation system works. It snaps into uptime, goes, oh, look, there's an arrow. Actually, that arrow is not very relevant for you or for me. It doesn't really matter. So my brain goes, yeah, Terry, not important. Right back into downtime. All right, you with me so far? All right, so here we have the human brain. We have all this stuff happening, all these marketing messages coming at your prospects. We've been conditioned, you like me, I'm sure, to believe, I just need to interrupt. I just need to get someone to pay attention. Oh, I have a good headline, or have a good opening line, or a great subject line in my email. They'll pay attention. It doesn't do the job. It only does one thing. It gets someone out of downtime into uptime. It gets them to go, oh, and they pay attention, but it's not relevant or important or factual or educational, right back into downtime. So you have to instantly show a prospect, I'm going to educate you. I'm going to activate something in your mind. I understand you. I've stood in your shoes. I feel what you feel. I'm with you in your heart and in your mind. I know what your hot buttons are. And that is how you get maximum results from marketing, all organically without spending a dime on advertising. I really mean this. I'm also a master certified guerrilla marketing trainer and coach, a hidden marketing assets licensed consultant. So everything that I do is low and no cost. And it works. It's all proven to work. All right, let me give you an example. We had a daycare center, this client family member of ours, and they were using all this platitude marketing. And their website and a brochure talked about them being high quality, attention to detail. We supervise our staff better. I'm just going to try this on with you. Well, I would hope so. Sounds like all their competitors, right? Taking it further, we're honest. Well, I would hope so, right? We've taken care of more than 200 kids. It could have been 20 million. It's nothing but a bunch of jargon, and other competitors can make the same claims. They also had safe, nurturing, creative environment. Well, I would hope so. You're taking care of my kids. We optimize your child's development. Well, I would hope so, and so does every other child care center. We're acclaimed by thousands of parents. Okay, I'm not floating my boat. We're accredited. Well, most are, so big deal. I can find a cheaper one that is. We're a leader in childhood care and education. I saw tons of websites for child care facilities said the same thing. So we pointed out to the client family member that their marketing was speaking to the child care, not to the prospects, not to the what's in it for me. What is it that's different and unique about you? And why should my kids go there? So that you're not a cookie cutter. So let's just go back to the 3 secrets. Secret number 1, and that's the one with the little typo. You're forgiving me, right? I'm human and I make mistakes and I admit when I do. You cannot be a cookie cutter business. Asking for the sale too soon is like asking for sex before the first date, and you must understand the hearts, the minds, the emotional feelings of your prospective buyers. All right, now, I think I did everything that I promised here, right? And you've made it to the end, so I celebrate and congratulate you. Gosh, over our time together, I've had a lot of fun. I hope you have. I definitely have delivered on everything I promised, and I hope that you'd agree that the time has been well spent so far. It has for me. So I wish that I could cover like everything I want to share with you. Even if we had a whole day of training, I couldn't do that. But because you stayed to the end, don't forget, I'm also going to give you my profit growth calculator. And by the way, that tool is going to really help you in your business. And I also know we have covered a ton of stuff in a very short amount of time, right? I just wanted to make sure that I could give you as much value as was possible in our limited time together. I do have something I would like to offer you. So is it okay if I run something by you? Okay, great. So I want to first say that old marketing habits, they actually die very hard. They don't, go away overnight. They take some work. And I have spent time and energy and a lot of money compiling every single thing we talked about today into an exact step-by-step system. That's what's missing in most people's business are systems. This system is absolutely guaranteed to get you results, and I really mean that. You. I know that it will. I'm so confident in my system that, as I said before, I offer not only a 200% ROI, that means doubling your revenue. I will give you your money back, and I will literally write you a check for $5,000 if my system fails, because I feel I should do that. I will have wasted your time. And I also told you I'm unique. I practice what I preach, right? Core unique positioning. I'm also transparent and honest and in integrity, and I'm authentic. Entrepreneur. I don't know any other business that's willing to do this. I don't know any other system. I don't know any other coach or consultant that is willing to put that kind of guarantee on the line. And it not only will make your phone ring, your opt-ins light up, your emails get responded to, this reverse marketing where you get messages on a regular basis. But I'm very aggressive with my guarantee because it works. And it not only works to make you more money, it helps you reach the ultimate pinnacle in life. You see, I've created for myself not just wealth in my business, but the thing that's actually more important to me is from having wealth, my entire family is financially free. We have the ability to do whatever we want, live wherever we want, travel wherever we want, spend our money, help other charities and foundations, engage in what's important in living our lives. And we have the time and money and freedom to do so. And I want you to have the same thing. Essentially, I want you to have whatever you want with your own time and money. So, does that sound like something you want to be a part of? Okay, and if you do, because you know what, who wouldn't want to join a program that actually guarantees to double your revenue, or you get all your money back plus a check for $5,000? I think, come on, you'd be kind of nuts. So let me tell you what I suggest. I truly want to get on a call, and the call is called a profit acceleration session, and that is a $1,497 value, where we literally use our understanding of hidden marketing assets and guerrilla marketing to uncover ways for you to increase your profit right there on that call. And you'll meet with the head consultant on my team. And that consultant, in addition to doing that session with you, is going to actually send you, and this is a $2,997 value, a customized blueprint. Not a cookie cutter, right? Because we're not about that. She'll take all the information she got from your business, from you, from the profit acceleration session, and actually show you step by step how to implement it and where the money is. Now, if you happen to be a startup, don't worry. We guarantee with a startup, during that call, we're going to find a 45-minute call, we're going to find 10,000, your startup. How about $10,000 instantaneously? We will find $10,000 of hidden marketing assets in 45 minutes on that profit acceleration call that are sitting in your business. You just don't know they're there. The second thing is, if you are an established business, that's great too. Why? We guarantee for you, get ready, you're established, we're going to find $100,000 minimum in hidden marketing assets that we know how to find. So you're going to get at least $1,400 of value on this call. And actually, if you add these numbers up, $1,497 and $2,997, you're going to get a whole lot more. It's almost $4,000 worth of value, $5,000. But the truth is, that's not the important part. The fact that you're getting on a call and we're giving that to you for almost $5,000, that's not what's important. What's important, number one, is that you will see where those hidden profits are. Number two, you will get a customized blueprint. And number three, if you're a startup and we can't find you 10,000 in 45 minutes, if you're an established business and we can't find you at least 100,000 in 45 minutes, we haven't done our job. And so just like every time I make a guarantee here too. We'll cheerfully refund your money if we fail you. That's the way you do business as a heartrepreneur. Authentically, transparently, and with integrity. So we truly want to jump on a call with you. Now, this system will work for you. And I know that it will. How do I know that it will? It has worked for over 6,000 business owners worldwide, and I do mean worldwide. So for sure it will work for you. It's worked for every kind of service business, coach, consultants, advisors, strategists, realtors, mortgage brokers, and all kinds of brick and mortar businesses, whether it's a spa, a hair salon, a daycare center, a restaurant, a nursing home, a hospital. And simply for businesses who just need a turnaround or who are a bit stagnant, and for all kinds of professionals, all kinds of healthcare professionals, chiropractors, attorneys, accountants, healers, naturopaths. So it works, and it will definitely work in your business. I'm going to also remind you that because I teach you how to do business the right way with these 3 secrets, I walk my talk. I use the 3 secrets in my business, and I'm transparent about it. Why not? Please remember, what I offer you is completely guaranteed. So that means if you get on a profit acceleration session and you like, yeah, I'm doing a blueprint, but I'm not digging it. I don't see the value. You didn't find me 10,000 as a startup or at least 100,000 as an established business. Seriously, I really mean this. You're guaranteed we'll cheerfully refund your money. You have nothing to lose, absolutely nothing. So are you interested in finding, as a startup, a minimum of $10,000 worth of hidden assets in your business? Or as an established business, finding at least $100,000 in your business or more, and seeing how you potentially can double, and I do mean that, your revenue in 12 months, or your investment will be fully refunded. Plus, I'll write you a check for $5,000 for wasting your time. So go ahead right now, click the link below, and we'll see you on the other side. Bye now.